That's right. It's Valentine's Day, February 14th, and episode 31 of Rinkside. It's Potty here with Chewy Canadian. And wow, what's going on? How you doing, Chewy?
Yeah, things are going pretty good. Work life's been busy. Kids obviously always keeping us busy, but we were able to celebrate Valentine's yesterday night. So we went to dinner to a restaurant out in Cambridge here for Valentine's dinner, and it was nice getting away for the evening. And yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all going on here. Copenhagen had a big win today, so that I'm super excited about that. And I have no new cards to show off this week, but I'll show off something here just to keep things interesting. These two boxes are all full of cards, in case anyone
What?
was wondering.
Wow.
So just I'll show that off for the week, and yeah, we'll go from there. How's everything going with you?
Oh, it's good in Chicago. Yeah, work's got me occupied as well. But I find time to enjoy other things. Been playing the Harry Potter video game. I like it. There's like parts of it that are like linear. There's like, I don't know. I don't want to. I haven't formed. I think I'm on the 11th hour, so I haven't really
Oh
formed
wow.
like I haven't conformed like a full, you know, perspective on it. But I'd say around 20 hours in, I can give it a rating or whatnot. But it's kept
Sweet.
it's the thing is like I started doing it right when I did a be a pro on Superstar, and I've been like holding it down, leading the team in points, and I'm playing the same like I always play like the potty like build. So it's like it's I've been rotating between the two games, but um, it's good. Did you catch the latest episode of The Last of Us?
Of course, yeah. We watched it Saturday night, I think, and yeah, it was interesting. The trying to remember. Yeah, so this was the episode. Yeah, spoilers, FYI. So like this was the episode where he meets like the kid and the father, I believe, or the big brother. I can't
Henry and
remember.
Sam.
Yes, so they're like trying to get out of the city, and it was interesting. Like there's like so much information like in each episode, so it was cool. They obviously introduced the new infected. I don't even remember what they call them. Are they just called infected in the show?
Uh,
Because they're not
yeah,
called zombies.
I don't think
Anyway,
so.
yeah.
Infected.
So yeah, so there's that new fucking like juggernaut looking one where it looks like the guy's got like the driest skin in the world and like the worst case of eczema all over him,
Yeah, man, he's
and
the
like no
bloater.
bullets. Yeah, like no bullets were penetrating. Just fucking like monster. So that was cool. And I don't know. I've been here. I forget who the actress is, but whoever played like Kathleen, I believe her name was.
Mhm.
A lot of people like were criticizing her in this show and like her as an actor, like they just didn't think she did the character well, which I thought she did okay. I didn't love her character though.
Right.
I don't know if you ever watched Two and a Half Men, but she was one of like the crazy exes from
Okay.
Charlie Sheen in Two and a Half Men. So like that's kind of all I saw. I didn't see her as like a like this main villain kind of thing. And then she was like so focused on killing like the two people that I don't know. I felt like she was a weird character. What did you think of like?
Yeah, I thought it was another story where like you instantly like fell in love with the characters, Henry and Sam, and like the Sam like with his ability to like how he communicates,
Right.
made him like really interesting to see, like how in like I one of my favorite parts was like right at the beginning where Henry's with Sam and they're running and they're behind a dumpster and I think like two people get killed or something, and he's like he gives them the sign language and remains calm and they get through it. And I thought like, wow, like you got to be really collected in a circumstance like that to then be able to communicate through sign language.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I thought they were good. Yeah, now you're kind of seeing it where like they're introducing characters and just like they're dying at
Right,
the
and they're
end of
just
the
killing them
episode.
off.
So I don't like. It's cool. I don't think I love it for like every episode. Like then it's gonna get kind of like repetitive and I don't know. So I hope they don't keep doing that. But obviously, like all those people are just side characters to this show. But another cool piece of info that I found out, I think today. So do you remember the clicker in the episode where like it gets into the car and it's trying to
Yeah.
um, yeah, so they're saying that this clicker was actually one of the young girls from the daycare that they found at the beginning,
Oh.
because she was wearing like a Blues Clues shirt, and I don't know, there was like some Blues Clues thing in the daycare. So they're saying that like I don't know, that she was just from that daycare before it got like overrun.
Mm.
So like not I don't know, not like super imperative to the show, but I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, I don't know. And then that was pretty much it. And then they're just traveling on again, I guess, right? So
Right. Yeah. Off to the next destination. And I don't know, like for the time that they spend with people, it seems to be meaningful. So it's like, it's good realism to the show. I would imagine in like a survival situation, each encounter you have with another human being, whether you end up killing them or you create like a mutually beneficial relationship where like I don't know, you're trade partners or something. Like,
yeah, yeah,
seems
yeah.
like maybe not the killing part. I guess you might get used to that after a while, but um, I don't know. So, anyways, we've got
Yeah.
a we've got a sweet show for you. We're actually going to kick off with something new. We're going right into our transactions.
Yeah, so we'll start talking about the transactions now weekly. We thought it'd be a cool idea with so many waivers and trades coming up this season. So big trade this past weekend via Copenhagen and Rome Gladiators. So Copenhagen receives Evan Effix from the Rome Gladiators. He played out his entire career in that organization, which started as Carolina, I believe, and then moved to Glasgow and now Rome. So he played his entire career there. He's moved over to Copenhagen, and Kovalchuk, who was drafted as an affiliate, played in Warsaw, won a cup, played in Dublin, won a cup, and then now he's over there with with a pick and a conditional part of the trade. So I won't get into too much detail, but a cool condition is if Evan scores 20 points or more on Copenhagen this season, Rome will get a couple more picks out of it. And really cool, Evan got his first goal and assist today, so in his first game. And then in the minors / waivers end of it, the Turku Finns have decided to release Jasper Mikkonen. He missed his third progression, unfortunately, and they end up calling up Mitchell O'Brien from the Malmo Royals, so that's a huge call up for him. He's played his first he's playing his first pro game tonight, I believe. No, he played yesterday. I'm sorry. And then a couple signings. So the Malmo Royals signed Evan Cummings and Nathaniel Friedman, two new players in the league. And then Xavier Hawkins to the Iceland Ice and Jamal Goodman to Sydney Wales. So those four people, welcome to the league. And yeah, that's it for the transactions. And while we're transitioning, I also want to shout out two people on our staff this season for goals. Captain Wicked and Jesse Pinkman. They joined stats this season, and Wicked came out crushing it at the beginning of the season. He's also doing all the minors stats currently. He keeps that up to date, and he's doing Team of the Week. Who we had on, we had him on a couple weeks ago, I believe. And then Jesse Pinkman joined stats, and he's like done more stats than like half of our team in like 4 days. So huge shout out to them, helping keep the league running, and obviously thanks to everyone else on the stats team for doing their part.
Yeah, absolutely. Great contributions. At one time, I have this hypothesis because there's been, there's Walter White, Jesse Pinkman, I think Victor Fring, like joined.
Saul
There's
Goodman there.
Saul Goodman. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that was, but there's got to be a contingent of people that are all, or they're just following, some sort of trend. But I think it's just like a collective of people that know each other. Be interesting
Yeah, I
to.
think that they're all from the VHL, I believe, which is
Okay.
a league we partner with, and I think they all joined at the same time. I don't know if they coordinated it or they just like looked at the previous creation, was like, let's keep the ball rolling with
Yeah.
this. But it's super funny to see. Actually, someone joined the league after them and then tried making a Walter White, and I had to tell them that that was already created. And then they tried creating a Saul Goodman, and I had to tell them that name was already taken. They went through like 4 names before they got their official name because they just kept picking names that were there. I think it was like Gustavo Fring, but that was kind of funny situation.
Yeah, I guess that kind of explains it. So maybe there isn't a total coordination, but there is a running theme. Um,
Yeah.
and speaking of spring, we have the week 3 power rankings. Did you want to walk us through these, Chewy?
No, you could take these ones here.
All right, so listen up. We've put together this formula for the power rankings. It's in development, so we welcome your feedback. We posted this. Some responses probably haven't been tracked or measured yet, but it's live. So we've got together our power rankings, and the way that this basically works is we look at a difficulty value for each team. So that is the overall of the team divided by the league's overall. So you're getting like 6.52% or 5.07%, but that's basically like the higher of a percent you have, that means the more overall value you have and the more potential to win. If you're looking at it from a perspective of the most, skilled players being able to execute against the lowest skilled players, you would prioritize the one with the most points over the other one. So it basically compares that difficulty value for a team against the 4 matchups that they have each week. Right now, each a win is worth 2 points, a loss is worth 1 point, and an overtime loss is 1 point, and a loss is 0.0001 points. So that's if there is in the event of like a tie where 2 teams go 0 and 4 in a week, or maybe 3 teams go 0 and 4, there would be a way to like rank those based on the assumption that you take the points that are earned for a win, overtime loss, or loss, and then you multiply that by the difference of basically the team that's playing against the other team that's playing. And then you add those all up, and sometimes it's a negative number and blah, blah, blah. But here's the rankings we have. We've got Albuquerque in first. We've got Miami in second, and Florence in third. Coming up, followed by Norfolk and Las Vegas. And we'll take a look at their record in a second, but wanted to talk about the bottom 6. We've got Copenhagen, North Bay, Turku with 11, 12, 13, and then Redwater, Honolulu, and Boston 14, 15, and 16. So if you look at an interesting fact we've got here, the records for 5 out of the top 6 are all 3, 1, and 0, but we actually have Norfolk up there that went 2, 0, and 2. So even though, the points actually, I don't know.
So yeah, they had 2 wins and 2 overtime losses,
Mm-hmm.
while the other teams had 3 wins and a regulation loss.
Yes.
So it's just interesting to see, Norfolk, even though they only won 2 games, they ranked better than those teams because of their strength of schedule, and they still technically had the same amount of points, like in terms of like the record points throughout the week. But because of strength of schedule here, now we're seeing them ranked better, where Tennessee had the same record as them, but they're below the 3-1 teams, again, because of who they face. So big thing with this ranking is to see this, right? To see, the teams with tied records for the week, who actually would you say had a better week based off strength of schedule, based off the result, based off, all that. So that's kind of where we're going with this rankings. And like you mentioned, the formula, it'll maybe adjusted through feedback or through like, trial and error. But I thought it was a pretty cool week 1 or week 3 first power ranking for the week.
Yeah, absolutely. There isn't something that exists like this right now, to my understanding, in the league. So to put our best foot forward and say, hey, here's our first attempt, give us your feedback, let us know what you think, and then we can improve it from here. I think we're on the right course. So very cool to see. Let's see how these stack up against our standings.
Yes.
Rinkside.
I'll start off with the pro standings once they're up.
There they are.
So we'll sort by the division first, or the conferences first, and then we'll show the divisions and the playoff um, implications currently. So we'll start on the left side. Probably your right side. I have no clue, but the Rocket standings. There we go. The Rocket stand. Oh, am I gone?
You're here. You're here,
Okay.
Chewy.
Anyway, so Alaska still in first place, but Las Vegas has a game at hand, so they still have a game to play, which they're currently playing, and they're currently tied 3-3 going into overtime. So Alaska, Las Vegas, Albuquerque made the jump past San Diego this week. San Diego still doing okay. They're still up there. A sizable lead against Tennessee, Honolulu, Redwater, and North Bay. Redwater, this was a little bit of a shock this season. Like, they've been a playoff team for quite a while, and now they're towards the bottom of the standings. They could be in last place if North Bay North Bay lost today. So yeah, they're in last place. North Bay's last place, Redwater's not. Anyways, let's move on to the Mr. Hockey side. So Miami, we got them in first place still in their conference with a win and a loss tonight, which hasn't been updated, but crazy games between Jacksonville tonight. If you haven't watched them, might be worth watching the VOD, because that was goals galore. Copenhagen up next, 1 point behind. We'll be looking to make the push to pass Miami quite soon here. Jacksonville, they've been weird. Like, they win some, they lose some. They're pretty like 500 right now, which, if anyone knows what that means, they're just pretty even right now. 500 is like half the wins, half the losses. Florence and Turku, this is going to be a big one. They haven't played yet tonight, but after you see this, they would have played their headers. So they have a back-to-back tonight. If either teams go 2-0, that'll give them a huge lead. If they go 1-1, that gives Copenhagen a bigger lead, and they're still tied. So those two, the games to watch tonight. Norfolk, Rome, and Boston all towards the bottom still. And while we switch over to the division standings, I'll just note that this week is a really cool thing going on. It's the first time we're ever having double head-to-heads. So you'll notice that you play the same team twice, home and away, like right back to back. Every team in the league is doing that over the next 2 days. So a cool thing that was suggested. I think it's this week, week 7 and week 11, you'll see it against your division rivals. And as we speak about division rivals, we'll look at the playoff implications. So currently, Miami division winners of their division, or leading their division, so they're locked in for a playoff spot if we started playoffs right now. Same with Copenhagen. And then we would have Jacksonville and Florence in the playoffs right now. So like I said, those games tonight will be a huge difference maker. Next up, we got Albuquerque as their division leaders, and then Alaska as theirs. But really interesting here, you would have Las Vegas and San Diego. So 3 teams from the Pacific Division making playoffs right this moment. Tennessee would be out again based off points. So yeah, there you go. That's the pro standings. And you can take it away with the minor standings now.
All right, and taking it away with the minor standings, we don't have all those cool little emblems or graphics, but if you look, maybe we should split do the minors teams have divisions, Chewy?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, well, maybe we can get that perspective.
I don't know what they are. They were Canada versus international, but now they're all international. So I think Beijing, Wellington, Berlin, and Sydney are in one division, if that helps at all.
Yeah. Well, we'll maybe get that perspective on the next episode of Rinkside. But here you can see in the top 4 places, they're actually pretty evenly paced out together, starting in 4th place with 10 points is Iceland. And then each team above Iceland is only 2 points from each other. So we've got Warsaw with 12, Tokyo with 14, and Sydney at the top again with 16. The bottom 4 teams, we have a 3-way tie. at least as far as points go. And then there's like what goals for is like a way to, rank them or whatnot. But let's just look at points. We've got,
Yeah, the goal differential first, and then yeah.
oh, the goal differential first. Well, anyways,
Go ahead.
with points, we've got Berlin, Malmo, and Wellington. So we can see a lot of movement that could potentially happen there, coming in for that fifth place. And then Beijing at the bottom with 2. Well, tough luck right there. But hey, we've seen other teams bounce back from the bottom, so don't take it too hard. You're only, 3 weeks in? There's plenty of potential to maybe get up to the mid range and fight for that fourth place. And that takes us through our standings. So,
Yeah.
shall we move over to the plays of the week? Yes, we.
Before we do that, there's a couple things I forgot to talk about that I wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if I'm allowed to talk about this. I'm sure I am. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But as many of you may know, based off a couple posts, the league will be expanding 4 teams next season. We had a commissioner meeting about it, so that was official as of last week. And this weekend, we are having the owners / GM / commissioner meeting. So I believe we'll be announcing the 4 new expansion team owners very, very soon, possibly after this weekend. And the rules will probably shortly follow in the next week or 2. So super exciting. Just crazy to see the league grow. I mean, this is going to be its 3rd year in May, 3rd-year anniversary in May. Started at 6 teams. Now we're at 20. So it's almost tripled. It's over tripled in size, with 4 minor teams still, 4 or 5 minor teams still after expansion. So yeah, I mean, it's quadrupled in size since we've started the league. We don't do like active recruiting, and we're still gaining like 3 to 4 people a week, which is also huge, just through Google, through like word of mouth, through Facebook, through like friends telling other friends about our league. So it's awesome to see the league's gotten to the point where like you're not like pushing for it to grow. It's just like we're so big now that it's just like natural growth at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And that just goes to show that if we do push for recruitment, we'll see more booms, which is awesome.
Hell yeah. And it makes sense as, things start to grow exponentially. I don't think we're at that level quite yet, but if we're creating organic growth, it can lead to that. And the fact that you put up a system in place to host like X number of players, and then that system ultimately becomes at full capacity, and then you need to update the system, and so you do it in stages. So it's
Right.
cool to
Yeah.
see it's happening. Other people have said kind of negative things about expansion, but like I don't know, maybe we should get somebody else's opinion on expansion if we're going to have a dialogue on it. Did that announcement been like formalized that you just mentioned?
No. No, that's why I was not sure if I was allowed to say it. I think it's like pretty obvious that like the owners know, that there's going to be expansion. I just don't think it was like officially announced to the league. But again, the writing's been on the walls for the past few seasons. I think you could put it together that with 8 full minor teams, and not a lot of, only like 20 to 30 minors going pro a season, you can kind of guess that we need to inject, almost 100 minors into the pro league.
Well, and that's the way you do it. Okay, so you heard it here first, although it's not confirmed, but it's our best guess. That can be, somebody could come up with this idea from publicly available information. So there it is. Um,
Exactly.
any other topics you wanted to touch on before we go to the plays of the week?
Nope. Let's take it
Nope.
there.
Let's light them up.
Rinkside top 5 plays of the week. Coming in at number 5, we have number 13, Voodoo, coming down the middle, where he stops out front, pulls with the forehand, put it past Norfolk. At number 4, we see San Diego moving the puck around, where May Rose gets out front for a beautiful rebound to put it past Jacksonville. Coming at number 3, we have the Jacksonville Vipers moving the puck around for a tic-tac-toe one-timer goal. For number 2 on this list, we have the Copenhagen Vikings and one half of the Bash Brothers, Fulton Reed, flying down the wing, quick stop far side shot for the overtime winner. At number 1, we have Adam Rage and the Wellington Farmers for what might be the most clutch play in the whole season. They first scored their first goal at 12 seconds left in the third period, and Adam Rage flies down the wing and scores to tie it up. Let's take a look at that again. Rage ties the game with 2 goals in 6 seconds.
And I think that was actually just the hat trick at the. You know what? Did we not see him?
I don't know. Well, if we did, that's cool. Either way, I'll shout out Fulton Reed, the first defender to get a hat trick in goals. Got it last week. I don't remember if we saw the third goal or not. I was sipping my drink.
Well, we got it right here. This is live time. This is the third one. Coming down Reed. And, beautifully. Well, puts it in against my team. Damn. But, yeah, either way, what a great defensive hat trick right there. Well, cool.
There we go.
Well, Chewy, this was sweet doing this episode with you, and glad you had a good Valentine's. I got to actually go run to cook dinner right now, so I'm out. But fun.
You got to run to where? Sorry,
I got to go cook dinner for Jen, my girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for Valentine's.
There you go.
Day. Okay.
Sweet, man. Yeah. Thank you very much, and thanks to everyone for watching.
All right.